cockatoo, so he's actually an Australian. Do you have any Aussies? No Aussies? No, just kidding. Anyway, Darko is a very smart bird. These guys live for about 60 years in the wild, and they build really strong relationships between them, so we get to do lots of hands-on training with them. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of training. I'm going to quickly show you something we call medical husbandry training, and then we'll also do a little bit of training with Dave as well, because it's one of the first times that Dave's been out on stage with Darko. So one of the reasons why we like to do lots of training at the zoo is because it helps out our animals' lives and also helps out our lives as well. It makes everything a lot less stressful. And one of the things that we have to do every day is check out the health of our animal. Now when I come in the mornings, there's a lot of easy things for me to see. I can see Darko's eyes and his nose and his mouth. But there's a few places that I can't always see that easily. So what we can do is we can train Darko to show these to us as a bit of a game. So a few of the things that we do, we get him to show us the bottom of his feet and also the bottom of his wings. So when we do this, we can have a good look at a few little things. So especially for Darko, he likes to sleep in branches, so he sleeps just like he's standing now. And by getting him to lift up that foot and show me the bottom, I can check for any of those sores. And underneath those wings as well, we can check to make sure that he hasn't hurt himself. He's still got that muscle strength. He can hold his wings up. And I can also check for mites under there as well. There you go, right. Now because Darko is very friendly, he likes me and Dave very much. He likes to follow us around the enclosure. One thing that we like to do is we get to train him to do some 360s as well. There you go. He can do quite a few. He does 1080s with me these days. There you go. The reason why we like to do that is because I get to see all of Darko, all the way around the back. Usually, if I walk around like this, he should turn around and say hello, but today he's not. He's going to prove me wrong. That's alright. But when you watch his feet as well, when he turns, he does a few little movements. And really, really quickly, I can see if there's any pain in his feet. Maybe he's hurt himself overnight, and we can do things to fix that straight away. Now, another thing that we like to do when we're training these medical husbandry behaviours is to start getting them ready for any time the vets might want to visit. So I don't know about you guys, if you've got pets at home, taking them to the vet can be sometimes a bit scary for them, because usually they have scary things like stethoscopes or needles. So what we do is we actually train our animals to be used to these, so that if they ever do get a little bit crook, it's actually a lot more fun for them. They're not scared of the vets, and we can do things while the animals are still conscious, so we don't have to bother taking them down to the nest and putting them on the table. So it does make life a bit easier. We just train them. All I'm looking for here is a few 5-second intervals where he's actually nice and calm. There we go. Good. Will you give everybody a bell? There you go. Good work. So that's what we call medical husbandry training, and that happens all the way throughout the zoo, all the way from our birds, all the way up to our sunbears. So it's a pretty cool way of training. One of the things that we get to do with Darko that's a little bit special though is we get to do a bit of flying as well. So today, Dave and I are going to be doing a little bit of flying. Might get to come just a little bit closer to me. And we can start working on Darko's fitness. There we go. So when you see him flying into that beautiful tail, you can see why he's called a red-tailed black cockatoo. And while we're doing this, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how this training actually works. So every time I ask Darko something, every time I put my hand up like that and ask him to fly, you'll probably see me giving him a little bit of food. So these are a little treat that Darko really enjoys. These are sunflower seeds. There you go, he does exactly what Dave asked for, he gets a couple of little seeds. So this is something we call positive reinforcement. You might have heard of it before. Really, really easy. If he was to do something we didn't like, say he almost did something there, he almost threw a little bit of attention on Dave, all we do is ignore it. So we give him good stuff for the things that we like, and we ignore the bad stuff, and it's a really, really quick way for us to train Darko. So bringing him out here is great for that fitness. We're going to keep pushing him a little bit here as well. Now cockatoos have got great colour vision, guys. That's why they have all those beautiful colours on them. So Dave's not going to give him any seeds for that one, because no seeds for that one. If you watch carefully, he flew before Dave actually asked him to. So all Dave's going to do is ignore that, act like it didn't happen, and then when he actually puts his hand out and asks him, there you go, he gets a couple of seeds. Fantastic, pretty easy really. So I guess if you're going to train me, it'd be gummy worms or something. I don't know. Now another pretty cool thing about getting him to fly is you see how the different feathers on Darko work. If you watch his tail when he actually goes back downhill, it's a little bit like a steering wheel. Helps him to make sure he hits the right thing. He's doing pretty well. One more back down. Alright guys, can we give Darko a bit of a round of applause for this? So as well as doing that stuff that helps us out with keeping Darko nice and fit, another thing that we like to do is behaviours that help us out with training to keep him mentally smart as well. So if you guys do have a pet, maybe a dog, you might do a little bit of this yourself. This is just our little bit of affection we'd like to play with Darko to keep his brain working. Now he's supposed to walk when he does this one, but today he's using his brain and actually flying. Okay. Now the reason why we like to get his brain to work is because in the wild he would go to the ground and do this, he'd go and find his own food. But just as well because it actually shows you how awkward a bird can be when they walk around on the ground. He's never going to prove me wrong by flying straight to the end. But we'll give it a go. So when he's down on the ground, he's a little bit more awkward. He's very graceful in the air. But that's quite like a lot of the animals we have here in New Zealand. And one of those especially is our little blue penguins. Oh, he's going to fly and show us off. So one thing we like to pass on to our visitors is a really easy way to help those beautiful little penguins out. And that's quite simple. If you're going down to the beach and playing fetch with your dogs, keeping them on a lead or keeping a really close eye on them around those rocks can be very, very helpful. But Darko is a little bit special because he can actually do fetching from the trees as well. So I thought to finish us off today, I might actually ask for a brave volunteer for the crowd who might like to be a bit of a tree for me. And actually come on down. Up there, Jared. Up the top, very quick. Hank was first, I think. Do you want to come on down? You're going to be a treat for us today. I think you know what you're volunteering for. So in the wild, as well as going on the ground to find food, they'll go from tree to tree as well. So today, our lovely little volunteer is actually going to be a gumnut tree for us.
Right. So this is your gumnut, okay? What do you think's going to be the branch? It certainly is. So take that there. Now what you're going to do is hold this out. Push your head this way and keep that arm nice and strong, okay? Because this is going to be a branch that you'll land on. So you okay with that? You keep that arm nice and strong. Well done. You'll come on your arm here. You'll take that off here.
Alright, and keep your eye on Darko. I think he's going to go pretty quick. Does bring us to the end of our talk this afternoon, but I do hope you've enjoyed meeting Darko and seeing a bit of training. If you want to see some more of our animals today, the very next talk is happening at 2 o'clock, and it's our Kiwi talk happening in the twilight. So you may have already been through there, but if you head along at 2, you actually get to meet Tahi, one of our really awesome native animals. So please go along and check it out. Otherwise, feel free to hang around for a couple of minutes. Dave and I will stay here with Darko, so if you've got any questions or you'd just like to see him a little bit closer, please come on down. Once again, thank you very much for coming, and so see you later.